Hello and welcome back, dear students. Today we are going to start with our history session. So before we start with our lesson, just let us see how and when did Delhi gain importance. So why was Delhi so important during that time period and even today? So just thinking about it, Delhi gained a lot of importance during the 12th century when the Tomar Rajputs were ruling, and they were the people who made Delhi as their capital. And later the Chauhans who defeated these Tomar Rajputs captured Delhi and made it their own capital. So who was that Chauhan ruler? The brave warrior and the powerful ruler Prithviraj Chauhan. He was the person who defeated these Tomar Rajputs and captured Delhi. So this is one reason. The second reason is because there were the coins which were minted and circulated in the region. So these coins were known as Delhiwals, and so that is also one of the reasons why Delhi gained a lot of importance. The next reason is many of the Jain merchants who settled there for the purpose of trade, and so Delhi became an important trading and commercial hub as well. And the final reason is many different kinds of temples or places of worship were constructed in Delhi. So these are the few reasons why Delhi became a lot of important during that time period. So let's move further. Yes, we were talking about the Rajputs. So we have the Tomar Rajputs who earlier captured Delhi and made it their capitals. Later they were defeated by the Chauhans, by Prithviraj Chauhan, who was one of the brave warrior. And now, do you remember the story that we discussed about Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghori? Yes. So one year when Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghori had a fight between, what happened? Prithviraj Chauhan won the battle and he set free Muhammad Ghori. Immediately the next year, Ghori again had a war with Prithviraj Chauhan, and this time he imprisoned Prithviraj Chauhan because Prithviraj Chauhan lost the battle. So when he was imprisoned, it's also believed that Ghori made him blind by piercing the hot iron rods. And this poor Prithviraj Chauhan, he could not do anything in the prison to escape. So once Muhammad Ghori had announced an archery competition where Chand Bardai asks Prithviraj Chauhan to accept the challenge as he was aware of the technique of archery even by blindfold. So Chand Bardai helped Prithviraj Chauhan to shot the arrow towards Muhammad Ghori, and that was the end of Muhammad Ghori. And later Prithviraj Chauhan and Chand Bardai, they stabbed each other. Right? So this was the story that we have heard in the previous lesson, or we have read it many a times. So as Muhammad Ghori was ruling few areas of our subcontinent, he had appointed his loyal servant or one of the minister to take care of his territory when he was taking Prithviraj Chauhan along with him. So when the news of Ghori's death spread everywhere, his loyal servant or his minister took charge of his territories. And that particular moment or that person started the time period of the Sultanate. We will see who was the loyal servant or which minister took up the charge of the territories further. So now the chapter that we are going to do is Delhi Sultans, and these Delhi Sultanate period has 5 major ruling dynasties. Let's see which are these. So the first one we have is the Slave Dynasty. Then we have the Khaljis. Then we actually have the Tuglaks, the Said dynasty and the Lodis. So I repeat, the Sultanate period had five major ruling dynasties: Slave dynasty, the Khilji dynasty, Tuglak dynasty, Said dynasty and the Lodi dynasty. Now let's see about the slave dynasty. So the important rulers of the slave dynasty you can see on your screen: Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish, Razia and Ghiyazuddin Balban. So about the important or the loyal minister of Muhammad Ghori, which I was talking earlier, he was Qutbuddin Aibak. Okay, he was Qutbuddin Aibak. So this dynasty is also known as the early Turkish rulers or the slave dynasty. Why it is said to be a slave dynasty is because Qutbuddin Aibak was a servant or a slave to Muhammad Ghori, and he started ruling the territories after Ghori's death. So after Qutbuddin Aibak we have Iltutmish, and Iltutmish, we could say, a ruler who thought about equality also in that time period, equal status given to women. And so it said that he appointed his daughter Razia on the throne because he thought she was much more capable than his sons. And after Razia, we have one of the important ministers of Razia who took the charge, and he is Ghiyazuddin Balban. We'll discuss more in the later part. Then we have the next dynasty, which is the Khaljis, or we know them as Khiljis. So Jalaluddin Khilji, Alauddin Khilji and Qutbuddin Mubarak Shah. So the important rulers of the Khilji dynasty, and during the rule of Alauddin Khilji, the dynasty was expanded and flourished. So he is one of the important rulers in the Khilji dynasty. Then we have the Tuglak dynasty, wherein we have Ghiyazuddin Tuglak, Muhammad bin Tuglak and Firuz Shah Tuglak. Here also Muhammad bin Tuglak has taken lot of efforts to expand his empire and tried to make certain developments. So he is also one of the important rulers in the Tughlaq dynasty. So let's move with the next. It's the Said dynasty, where we have Khizr Khan, Mubarak Shah, Muhammad Shah and Alauddin Shah. So now let's see the last and the final dynasty of the Sultanate period, the Lodi dynasty. The founder was Bahalul Lodi, followed by Sikandar Lodi and Ibrahim Lodi. We all have heard the name of Ibrahim Lodi many a times, right? Because he was the person who fought the first battle of Panipat against Babur. And in that battle, Babur was victorious. And then we have the beginning of the Mughal Empire after the first battle of Panipat. And then Babur being the founder of the Mughal Empire in our subcontinent. So this is all from my side for today. And for you, you are going to remember the names of these dynasties of the Sultanate period and the rulers of these dynasties. So till we meet for the next time, take care of yourself, stay healthy, stay inside. Bye.